to this day. How do you, Robbeyell McCormick, after having success in the business, after being a sales leader in the industry as well, how do you stay motivated at this point?
I always tell everyone, know what your why is. You know, and your why, it has to be an emotional why, because and what I mean by that is, give you for example, you can't just say, oh, because I want a new car and you already have a car. That's not really going to motivate you, because you have a car. So it's like, if I get it, cool. If I don't, oh well, I still have a car.
Mm-hmm.
But the deeper motivation could be, you spent years catching a bus or walking to work, you know, and that's a driving factor to say, hey, I'm not going back to that place because I know how I felt in that space. So what do I have to do to get out of this situation and get to the next level? And then once you get there, it's like, okay, I'm here. I'm definitely not going back there. Let me keep going to make sure I don't go back there. And so it goes back to just what you said. You have a choice. You know, you either do it or you don't. You can, it's about what you want personally. Because if it means enough to you, you're going to go out and make it happen no matter what. How many successful people or rich people that we see, people see the end result, but they don't see, when, like Jeff Bezos, for example, people didn't see or didn't know the backstory when Jeff Bezos was started Amazon out of his garage. And so it's, people always want the end results, but they don't want the process. So, I'm just, I keep in mind what my goals are. And I remember, when I first started insurance, and as well, I was working 2, 3, 4 jobs.
Yes.
I am not, shall not.
You work 15 jobs, man.
So that's always a motivating factor to not be in that position again. And I have the ultimate choice to control that by the decisions and choices that I make.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's enough motivation for me. It may not be for someone else, but that was enough for me.
Do you feel like staying motivated becomes easier the more successful you get, or more difficult?
No, I'm going to be honest. Just like I tell some of my coworkers, they see the name, the numbers. I love what I do, but there are days when, true, Robbeyell does not want to get up. She does not want to go. Have I taken a day or two here and there? Yes, I have. But you have to keep going. And I always think about, once again, I always kind of keep a lot of small goals. And I mean, we all have that big goal, but I think you need to keep those small ones, because the small ones are just as important as the large ones. And if in my mind, I say, okay, hey, I really want to take this trip. Now, I know what my bills are every month. I know what I need to save, but I really want to go on this trip to the Maldives. How much money am I going to need to take this trip? It's something I really want to do. All right, I'm going to need to save this. So I need to do this much this month, next month, next month. And so it's like that little small goal, you keep working towards that, and before you know it, and you put yourself on a timeline, you have to hold yourself accountable too. So that's the way I operate for me. And achieving those small goals along the way eventually helps me get to the larger goals. It just kind of all falls in line.
Absolutely. It's like step by step.
Uh-huh. Like they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
There you go. I got a few more, questions for you. I wanted to ask you, I think I've I think you've encompassed, quite a bit of this, throughout our conversation. But how do you feel having an insurance license has not just changed your life, but changed you as a person?
Um, I think the ability when the biggest thing, I think when you are in the sales process, speaking with a potential client and just listening to them about where they are in their life and sharing education and knowledge of something that can help them change their life as well. Preparing for the unknown, because we've all been in a situation where at some point in time we weren't prepared, and we know how that felt, or what situation you found yourself in because you weren't prepared. So it feels good knowing that I can help someone try to be a little bit more prepared for when life does happen.
Yeah.
When life hands you those lemons, you know, maybe I can do something that helps it not be so bitter.
Mm, I like that. I like the way you did that, right? Because you didn't go with the typical when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You said when life gives you those lemons, maybe I can give you something that makes it a little less bitter, right? Because
Yeah.
situations are going to happen,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
that you're not going to necessarily like, right? They're not going to be pleasant. But
Hmm.
how can we minimize, right, some of that impact and
Exactly.
mitigate? No, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So, um, being able to bring, I guess, more comfort, to those
Hmm.
individuals. No, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. So at this point, in your career, in your life, like I said, having some success, being to the top, in your organization, what's the dream now? What's the goal? What's the goal now?
Um, you know, I still want to continue on this path. It's I still want to travel some more. I travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my bucket list of places I want to go to. Um, but basically just try to help as many more people as I can, and actually to help some more people get into this industry. Not be afraid of it. Um, prepare yourself. This is a great life because um, I heard someone say this once, and it was so profound to me. The most precious commodity we have is time, and freedom of your time is everything because it allows you to travel when you want, spend time with your family, um, do things that you want, just live the lifestyle that you want to for yourself, that you want to create for yourself. So, that's important. You control your destiny the same way as you control your paycheck.
Yeah,
And that's the beauty of it.
absolutely. It can go one in the same, right?
Hmm.
Because your destiny is going to be limited if that paycheck ain't right, right?
Oh, believe it. Those faraway places, trust me, those faraway places that you only see in magazines, you only see on TV. I never in a million years, like my mother taught history in high school, and I've seen and it sticks with me because I've seen it in books before, the Grand Mosque over in Abu Dhabi. I've only seen it on TV, you see it on the news, but it is totally different to go and experience it in person.
In person. Yeah.
So I can say I've been there. It's that feeling is awesome when you're able to see other parts of the world outside of your 100-mile radius. It's a beautiful thing to experience other cultures, see how other people live, just experience life. Life is more than your 100-mile radius.
right. That's right. That's right. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, her having a license has afforded her many of these opportunities to travel to these exotic places. I know you've been to Italy. You
Yes,
went to Italy, all expense paid because you have a
yes,
license, right?
fabulous. Yes, that was fabulous.
Right. Weren't you driving Lamborghinis or something out there?
Ferraris. Yes,
Ferraris, yes,
yes,
driving
Ferrari.
Ferraris, around Lamborghini. So, the opportunities to get outside of your immediate vicinities, these things open up to you, inside of the insurance industry. So yeah, I agree with you. Getting more people into this space, that's a reason that we have this platform here. And
Hmm.
I know that, when people are listening to your story, they're gonna, have those thoughts. And man, I want to go to Abu Dhabi. I want to go to Italy and drive some Ferraris. And look, if you get your insurance license, then you put yourself in a position where uh, you can earn some of those opportunities. You can earn the income that allows you to do that, and you can maybe even earn an incentive, and maybe not even have to pay for it yourself,
Hmm.
um, with those things taking place. So before we close out, I want to ask, if there is someone who is listening to this and they're thinking to themselves, um, man, I've been hearing about this insurance thing. Maybe they've listened to a few episodes of the podcast, or
Hmm.
they see the YouTube channel and they're like, man, maybe I should, maybe I should think about this. What advice would you give for that person that's kind of on the fence, or whether they should get an insurance license or not?
First thing I would say is educate yourself on the industry. Talk to some insurance agents, talk to some insurance brokers, find out about the industry. There are a lot of different avenues in this industry in which you can take. The next thing I would say, because this business is um, on the sub health side and life side, it tends to be 100% commission. Most people they are used to the W-2 style uh, jobs. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But you want to prepare yourself, before you come off into this business. So do your due diligence, research, ask questions, talk to people, um, study and get your license. Get uncomfortable, because the one thing I can tell you, you're not going to grow if you don't get uncomfortable and come outside of that box that you are in.
I love it. I love it. Ask questions, do your research. I think the at the top of that is, you got to get uncomfortable. You got to get
Uh-huh.
outside of your comfort zone, to even do those things. Hey, thank you, Robbeyell. Is there any contact information that you want to share? Look, this is going out, so I don't know if you want to share your social media, if you want to put your phone number out there. I don't know. It's up to you. But any information on people that want to reach out to you. I know that we actually featured you on our Instagram page as well, for You Should Get a License. So if you're on Instagram, follow at YS Get a License. You'll see Robbeyell. She was highlighted, and spotlighted as an agent featured there as well, sharing a little bit of her story. How can people? Let's go with the online. How can people get in contact with you on your social media?
People can find me on Instagram at 5-star doc. The number 5, STARDOCK. I mean DOC.
Uh,
5-star doc.
DLC, 5-star doc. Hey, look, thank you, Robbeyell, once again. And thank you for listening, tuning in, hearing Robbeyell's story. And maybe you heard something that made you have a thought, you should get a license.